The defense calls James Lee Mitchell III to the witness stand. Mr. Mitchell, are you intending to call your son as a witness? Your Honor, his son is mentally limited and not able to provide testimony. This is highly inflammatory, prejudicial, and inherently unreliable. Jimmy is mentally limited, Your Honor. However, that does not eliminate his capability to offer testimony. It would be beneficial to offer an expert opinion from a psychologist who has evaluated him. The defense calls Dr. Susan Paris to the stand. Dr. Paris, can you summarize Jimmy's mental status?
Appropriate IQ testing has revealed a 68 to 70 IQ. Thus, Jimmy is between mental retardation and dull normal.
What can you tell Judge Robinson about Jimmy's memory?
His memory is remarkable. He will occasionally remind me of a phrase or a sentence I said years ago.
If Jimmy were to tell you the substance of a conversation he'd overheard, would you believe him?
In my experience, what he remembers is accurate.
That's enough. Proceed with the boy's testimony.
James Lee Mitchell III is a sweet 13-year-old boy with an ever-ready smile and a below-average IQ. Although some see only his mental disabilities and his mysterious and paralyzing fear of water, those who take the time to look deeper find a precious individual with a heart of gold. His attorney-at-law father prizes Jimmy's impeccable memory, calling him as a key witness in a criminal trial. His mother fosters his tender nature, giving him love in a world where teasing the underdog is prevalent. But perhaps his best quality is his open and childlike faith. It is my pleasure to introduce you to Robert Whitlow's Jimmy. The first week of vacation, Jimmy helped Mama in the garden. One morning, as he finished the last row, she came across the yard with 2 glasses. What would you like?
How much is a glass of water?
How much do you have? If you don't have any money for water, I guess you'll have to drink lemonade.
I'm glad you're my mama. You chose me, didn't you?
You know I did.
Tell me again.
Well, you were the cutest 4-year-old in Piney Grove. I worked at the courthouse and knew your daddy because he was a lawyer. We'd been eating dinner together for several months, and one day he brought me to the office.
What did you think?
I liked your daddy a lot.
No, about me.
I loved you the first time I saw you. The next week, your daddy asked me to marry him, and I said,
Yes, because you love both of us.
yes. On Monday, you're going to help your daddy at the office.
But I don't know what to do.
There are weeds that need to be pulled at the law office, too.
You can't call me up out of the blue and expect me to give an answer. There are legal obligations you haven't kept. No. I'm not going to let you barge in and disrupt our lives.
What was that about?
It's Vera. She's filed for visitation and joint custody.
How can you act so calm?
There's no trauma for Jimmy. After drowning in the bathtub was bad enough, Ellen. Not in front of Jimmy. Your birth mother wants you to visit her. I'm not sure why after all these years, except she may be sorry she abandoned you. Mama and I want you to stay with us.
I won't go. I already have Mama.
Jimmy, you need to understand what's at stake when you testify. Does he have to testify? She will be there. Vera has no right to see him. Jimmy's testimony will be one of the most important aspects of the case. If he doesn't want to visit Vera, the judge will have to give way to his preference. Add to that our family life and Vera's complete abandonment for the past 11 years. I don't think it was much of a contest.
Daddy's office was in the house owned by the grandmother of a local surgeon. A lady who worked for Daddy sat at the wooden desk.
You know Jimmy. He's going to help us this morning. Find him something to do.
Do you know the months of the year in order? You know, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September. Good enough. Now, I want you to organize these papers, beginning with the oldest one. First, all I want you to do is look at the year. After that's done, we'll talk about the months. You understand? I can't do this. Well, please don't tell Daddy. Maybe I'll go work outside. I'm a good weed puller. Don't give up so easily. Let me watch you do it. By 10 o'clock, Jimmy had organized all the papers in the stack by year, month, and date. He was straightening up the papers when Daddy came to the conference room.
I appreciate you making neat stacks of paper, but next time we'll make sure you've got something worthwhile to do. This file was a mess. Now they're organized in chronological order. You've got a job. Ladies and gentlemen, Horton versus Mitchell is the only case on the calendar. I reviewed the petition filed by Mrs. Horton, the child's biological mother, requesting visitation and joint custody, and the counterclaim filed by the child's father, seeking termination of Mrs. Horton's parental rights. Proceed for the petitioner. We call Vera Horton. Vera, what is your relationship to James Mitchell III?
He's my son. I was married to his father for 8 years.
Mrs. Horton, why did you decide to file a petition seeking visitation and custody?
We're ready to open our hearts and home to Jimmy.
Mr. Long, you may conduct your cross-examination.
Do you recall a time when you were bathing Jimmy and he almost drowned?
Of course.
Do you still maintain you left Jimmy unattended because you had to answer a phone call?
Yes, that's exactly what happened.
How soon after this did you abandon Jimmy and his father?
I didn't abandon them. His father and I separated.
Was there a police investigation of this incident?
I wouldn't call it that. Lee sent a detective over to the house to harass me.
Do you recall the results of the investigation?
They tried to claim there wasn't a phone call because I was so upset I didn't know who called. Gave them the names of several friends who might have. Lee claimed none of them remembered phoning the house.
Mrs. Horton, have you considered the possibility that some of Jimmy's mental challenges are the result of the oxygen deprivation during the time he was left unattended and submerged?
I've been told the accident didn't do any permanent damage.
Are you aware the psychologists who have evaluated him relate a sphere of water to this trauma?
It was an accident!
Mrs. Horton, did you try to hide the fact that you were ashamed of Jimmy due to his mental handicap?
No, I mean, yeah, Your Honor, I need a break.
No other questions, Your Honor.
We call Ellen Mitchell.
No witness captured Jimmy's attention as much as the person more familiar to him than any other, Mama. Her message to the judge was simple. She loved Jimmy and believed he needed the stability of a single home. I've devoted the past 8 years of my life to creating a home where Jimmy could thrive. He's a wonderful boy, and if we're allowed to continue what we're doing, he's going to blossom even more.
That's all from this witness. We call Jimmy Mitchell. I feel comfortable talking to him alone. Jimmy, may I ask you some questions?
Yes, sir?
What do you think about visiting your birth mama?
I want to stay with Mama and Daddy. Have you prayed?
About this case?
Yes, sir.
No, I haven't.
I pray about stuff. That would be better than asking me questions.
God, I ask you to show me what I should do in this case. I want to make the right decision for Jimmy. Amen.
That was a lot shorter than when Brother Fitzgerald prays. But I think it'll work.
I hope so, Jimmy. I sincerely hope so. A recess before closing arguments won't be necessary. I'll review the testimony and issue a decision. If each of you provide a phone number, I'll notify you of my ruling. Let's go.
Lee, wait!
What is it?
I believe this can work.
If you really loved Jimmy, let him live in peace.
Bouncing him back and forth will tear him apart emotionally. Is that what you want? Do you believe you can waltz into this courtroom and expect...
Let's go.
Owen!
The judge called.
He denied the petition.
What?
He's going to terminate her parental rights for failing to maintain contact with Jimmy.
Jimmy! How will she feel? Who? My birth mama? She'll be upset.
She has 2 daughters to love. The only child I've had, but all I loved most of you.
Could you say that again?